The Lazy Dads podcast contains lots of swearing. Lots and lots of swearing. You have been warned.
Derek, I believe you've been colluding with another podcast.
I certainly have, Joe. And I know you like video games, and you like beer, and you like Australians, despite not knowing where it is.
South Africa,
Yeah.
You put all those things in the pot, Derek. We got a stew going.
Well, I got a stew for you. This is the Heroes Tavern, Joe. I'll let them explain themselves.
Hey, we're the Heroes Tavern podcast. I'm Callum. This is Josh.
Hello.
This is Nick.
Hey. We talk about video games, talk about video game news and what games we've been playing that week.
That's right. Well, we do our best.
Yeah.
We got special episodes. We do genre studies. We look in depth. In depth.
Quotation marks. Quotation marks.
We're going to throw our opinion at you, and
Yeah.
you just got to have to accept it.
Back it up with maybe a couple facts.
Yeah, and we usually just get sidetracked for about 30-40 minutes. So
You can hit up our social medias at Heroes Tavern Pod on any of them, or visit our website, heroestavernpod.com. You can find us weekly on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you find good podcasts. The Heroes Tavern, where we drink beer and talk video games.
You're listening to the Lazy Dad's Guide to Movies in association with the Session Booth, your one-stop shop for video production, social media management, and graphic design. Derek, I think there's a jingle line about somewhere around here.
Insert theme song here.
Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads.
Now, we have a guest.
Also-
Introduce yourself. Hold on. Reviewer
got-
extraordinaire and owner of Cracked Reel, Kevin Shields.
How are you doing? Well, when you say owner, it makes it sound like I actually...
You're the owner,
Put real money
director,
into it.
fucking manager, president of Cracked Reel.
Leader, I think sounds a better word.
Yeah.
Funny
Main
story,
man.
Joe.
The main, what?
The mics are still on mute.
Are they really?
No.
Oh, you're the fuck.
Gotcha!
Cunt.
No, yeah.
Do you want to do a shout out before we get cracking?
Yeah, a guy I know who is my brother-in-law is travelling to Ecuador to help out some kids, and I put up a GoFundMe thing on the Facebook page, so if you can help him, do. If you can't, don't.
Okay. You don't want to follow
Don't
that.
even try.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. Well, good luck there. Ecuador for kids.
Ecuador to help kids,
Fair play to him.
deprived kids. I think he's going to get a culture shock when he gets there.
Why is he kind of been a rap and bubble wrap typical Irish fella that has never really had any real problems in his life, sort of thing?
No, he's plenty of problems, just he loves Brennan's bread too much. So he's going to miss that, yeah.
He's
He's one of those type of
King
people.
Crisps, he's fucked.
Yeah, exactly,
Go
yeah.
from eating Brennan's bread to eating nothing at all.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, quick fire round for Kevin Shields. Favourite movie?
Die Hard.
Yes.
Straight in, this is good.
Yeah.
Favourite director?
Also died.
I'd literally be here all day fucking naming people.
Your current favourite director? It's probably a better way of
Working today,
Yeah.
I've got two. I'm gonna
Go
mention.
with, if you got 5, go with it as well.
Nah, probably I do have. Well, obviously, I'll go for the obvious one first, which would be Quentin Tarantino. So I love him, and I know.
Well, there you go.
I know he's not a fan, but
It's literally love hate here. I love him, he hates him.
I
don't know, so-
adore him. But, especially now that there's a fucking 3-hour and 20-minute version of The Hateful Eight available on American Netflix.
Oh, nice one.
Is that not,
more
that's not
pointless
on our
talking.
one, no? That's not on fucking...
Nope,
They're
not
making
yet.
TV
No,
series.
honestly, yes, you're right. It is indulgent, but it's fucking brilliant. It doesn't matter. It's just like saying fucking what's his face who painted the bleeding Sistine Chapel was indulgent. He was, but it looks amazing.
I have a story with Sistine Chapel. I've been in the Sistine Chapel. It is spectacular, but the hallways leading up to it are more spectacular than the Sistine Chapel.
So the 3-hour version of Ed Hateful Eight.
So yes,
I'm more
to answer your
interested in that
question,
than the fucking
the Sistine Chapel is indulgent. Yes,
Yeah, but it's still amazing though.
it's not as amazing as other stuff leading up to
Yeah,
it.
but you can't. Okay, look, this couldn't Tarantino.
That'll
It's
go on for a while.
an argument for the ages.
I'll say Tarantino will be one of them.
agree.
Denis Villeneuve, one of them.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
fucking-
big fan of
The
his.
rival
Yeah.
blew my fucking nips off, so that was amazing.
So Prisoners, absolutely fucking
Yeah.
fantastic film.
What I said about Prisoners before is that I was in the cinema for that and must have been about 90 minutes into it, and I was absolutely zoned in. In my head, I don't know why, I just had to check the time. So I was thinking, it's probably nearly over. I was like, there's a fucking another hour left.
Yeah.
And I just sank back into the seat knowing
Yeah.
that I had another hour of this to go.
It's one of those long films that feels like it should be long. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I haven't
Do you
seen
enjoy
this
the
one.
length
have
of
you
it?
not?
No.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
You remember it,
Absolutely
sure.
brilliant,
Don't
yeah.
spoil too much of it.
No, I won't.
Don't say a thing about it.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Just
No,
watch it.
if his name's associated with it, I'm pretty much in, and that's just from a royal because I haven't seen Blade Runner yet. I haven't seen 2049 yet.
But you've seen Sicario.
I've seen Sicario.
Yeah.
Was that,
That's
that
him
is
as well.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those beautiful fucking shots, like fucking through dust, whatever it is of him, and shots through fucking dust coming
Yeah.
up from cars and stuff.
Roger Deakins there.
Roger, who's
Master.
that?
Roger Deakins is
Oh, for
great
photography.
cinematographer.
Ah,
He's
okay.
the Coen's Brothers one.
Yeah.
They used
Oh,
him, yeah.
did he do 2049 as well? Did he? Did he win the Academy Award for that?
Yeah. After all these fucking years, and he should have won it for a million other things.
Yeah.
He got it
Yeah.
for that.
That is a visually spectacular fucking film.
It's like there's so many fucking people in cinema like that you just want them to win an Academy Award. And the whole Academy thing's a load of nonsense as well. But
The Oscars
but
are
Sigourney
bullshit.
Weaver never won an Oscar.
Did you know that?
No.
Excuse me.
Didn't know that.
And that was a big belt from a big belt from a big man.
That kind of
Fucking
threw
hell.
me off.
We're not letting that winner. That's staying.
No, I'm putting
I
two
was
of them.
informed beforehand it was free to
Kevin
expel gas
Sheehan putting a
as
stamp
needs
on
be.
the fucking podcast. The smell of it, man.
There's only...
I did eat some garlic bread before
Oh,
going out.
Jesus. Another pointless thing.
Fucking I can eat the air around me.
Cut through the knife.
Favorite soundtrack.
Oh fuck! Well, I was gonna mention S. Craig Zahler as well as one of my current.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah, and you're right. You're right as well. Yeah.
Who's that?
Well, he's Braun Selberg 99 Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, yeah, sure. I haven't seen them, yeah.
You haven't seen either Bone Tomahawk and Brawl, sure you haven't.
No, I have that Brawl on my list on Netflix. So I actually watched that
And I
tonight.
have Tomahawk on Blu-ray to give you a end of
Yeah.
it. But I'm not giving the end of it because you have fucking tons of my shit sitting there you haven't watched yet.
Yeah, I
And
know.
you're sitting down to watch. What's that piece of shit you're watching the other day? Star is Born? Are you going to be watching Star?
No, I got a second. No.
I enjoyed that.
I did not watch it. I did not watch it. However, I will watch it and give a full review on this podcast when I watch it.
What would you rather watch though? Brawl Selberg 99
Brawl
or
Selberg
fucking
99.
Star is Born?
I've answered that question before you finished it. I really enjoyed the Stars Born. Braun Selberg 99 has extreme bodily harm in it, so
Oh,
that's
it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I'm watching it tonight, so.
But you've seen Dragged Across Concrete as well, haven't you?
I have.
I haven't seen that yet. I'm so excited about it.
phenomenal.
Is it? Yeah.
It's different though. Obviously, I'm not going to explain anything about it, but you have a frame of reference with Zahler's other stuff.
Yeah.
So you kind of. What I will say is, don't expect the same extremity, but expect
Right.
the same level of grit.
Okay.
And that's all I'll say.
Right.
So you'll get the grittiness and the nastiness, but it won't be as fucking
Fair enough.
horrendous.
Fair enough.
But that's not to say it isn't horrendous at times.
Do you know the funny thing? I'm dug into Deadwood at the minute. Going back in, I was telling Derek to go back into Deadwood because the film's coming out. And I don't think you've ever watched Deadwood. Have you?
I have.
Oh, yeah, beg your pardon. Sorry,
Movie's at 31st of May.
Getting mixed up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but you've watched the series, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
How amazing is the series?
Excellent.
Bone Tomahawk could be set in that fucking universe. Easily. It's almost like the same kind of Shakespeare, Victorian fucking dialogue, just mixed with like
The dialogue for sure.
fucking, like vulgarity, like,
Yeah.
you know, like pure and utter
I don't believe
vulgarity.
you were about to say Shakespearean there.
No, yeah, Victorian. It would be
Yeah.
Victorian kind of, yeah, because that was the kind of
What
English.
is sooth? I do not know why I am so sad.
Yeah.
My horse, my kingdom for a horse. Yeah, cunt.
But
I watched that.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
pretty
yeah.
crack. Shakespeare
I've got-
with swearing.
I've got Shakespeare Star Wars out there. It's fucking deadly.
Is that an actual film?
No, it's 3 books out there.
Oh.
They're Star Wars in the style of William Shakespeare, like plays. They're fucking deadly. I should get them and read a few passages.
no, don't. I'm already feeling tired when you said, just as soon as you said that.
Reading.
Any other directors you want to call out as?
I literally, well, Paul Thomas Anderson as well as another good
Okay.
one.
Not to be not to be mistaken with Paul W.S. Anderson.
Who was not a great one.
Quite the opposite. It's not even that they're different kind of directors. They're actually just opposite
Yeah,
directors.
yeah, of course, yeah.
I wonder if it is the same person.
It will be an interesting project to see if he can make as many shit films as he can amazing. If that's the case, then he's a true auteur.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen either of them, so I've certainly never seen either in the same room together, so
You never know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Could be a Superman type situation.
Exactly,
Different
yeah.
haircut kind of.
Ask Mila Jovovich.
why?
She's married to Paul W.S. Anderson, isn't she? Yeah.
Is that the good one or the bad
The
one?
bad one.
Oh, right.
And then the worst thing, kind of feel sorry for him though, actually, because Event Horizon's class, and then
Yeah.
when he actually set about doing Alien vs Predator, his goal was to make an R-rated, gritty, fucking gory, off the charts Alien vs Predator the way it should be. And apparently he was that whole production was gradually fucking worn away and nitpicked by vulturous fucking studio heads to the extent that like he pretty much had given up on it. But I remember reading that he'd done a Q&A at the premiere, him and a few other people from the production, and apparently they were just like, yeah, look, there was no gore in that scene because we filmed it but they told us to take it out. Yeah, look, there was not, we wanted the Queen to fucking eat this person, but you know that we had to take it out or whatever, like, you know, paraphrasing big time, but apparently that was the attitude. He himself doesn't even like that film. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of felt a bit bad for him because
he has a vision.
He does have a vision, and I liked the first Resident Evil. Go and shoot me if you want. I thought it was actually alright.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's fun, but it's still shit.
It's a film. It takes up 2 hours. I can watch it, but
I like the laser bit.
The laser was
the
great,
laser was deadly. Yeah.
And he did Mortal Kombat as well, which I love.
Oh, I didn't know he did Mortal Kombat actually.
I didn't know that either. Actually, yeah.
Pretty sure he did it. Very certain.
It has a great theme tune.
We were going to try and siphon that theme tune earlier on from one of our
Actually,
for a shitty promo.
I just heard something interesting about that theme tune. Apparently, the Mortal Kombat games, the newest one, has finally earned the rights to that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which apparently they never had.
What?
Yeah, and another bonus bit of information. Have you ever heard of a group called Lords of Acid?
No.
They were the group behind that. They had a different name. I think it was a French DJ and an American singer. This girl. All their songs are about sex. They're all filthy. But
I mean,
they did some
I'm
tunes.
just going into their back catalogue on Amazon record right now. We're going to point out.
Spotify.
Have you seen Virtuosity?
No.
Very entertaining, daft, but it's Russell Crowe versus Denzel Washington sci-fi film, and they did the music for that as well. And that's I think where they got their name in Hollywood. And that's why they said, "Oh, we're going to go and do the Mortal Kombat theme." So, the Lords of Acid are secretly the people who do the theme from the Mortal Kombat song or Mortal Kombat film. And here's our tune finally being put into the games after fucking however many years. There's something less boring.
Favourite soundtrack. This quick fire round has turned into like fucking an hour long fucking slow.
We've been out of 50 minutes already.
That was a good
50 minutes?
Yeah.
We're not talking 50 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good soundtrack, or a good segue. Going from soundtrack straight into this. Are you talking score, or are you talking just...
Whatever you want. Or even theme song. I'll tell you one of mine is, do you know the song Come Madalena by Ennio Morricone? I can't remember the film, I think the film is called Madalena. It's an obviously an Italian film of some regard.
I just got to put my hand up here and say I know
know
very little about movies and very little about movie music specifically. So
but Come Madalena is one of my favourite theme songs of all time. Go on there, go on.
Oh, God, this is a tough one.
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter's a decent one. Actually, it's one of the first episodes I listened to was when you were talking about Prince of Darkness. The music in that is fucking great.
Oh, it's savage. It's so subtle and fucking ominous.
Actually, the music in The Fog, I think, is one of his best ones.
Yeah, it's great.
Literally
3 keys in the piano.
Jeez, I'll be here all fucking day trying to think. I don't know. I actually can't think.
Current favourite genre?
Crime.
You watching crime films?
Crimes would be probably my favourite ones. I like crime/thriller. Horror can be very hit and miss. Comedy's very fucking hit and miss.
is both of them are extremely hit and miss. but then you can get it perfectly balanced, like Shaun of the Dead has the two of them.
True.
Together.
I remember having an argument with a mate of mine actually. He wasn't happy with the way some scenes in Shaun of the Dead turned to pure horror, like when Dylan Bourne was being ripped to shreds and that. And I was like, that was brilliant. That's all fucking originality of this film is that it's fucking hilarious and shocking, like in literally 5 seconds.
And you expect with them two for it to be silly. And it is silly, but it's also serious.
Yeah, sure. The part where he's fucking has to shoot his own man.
I know, yeah. I was fucking
It's
crying.
very grim. But then again, that's 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You could barely even call it a current horror film now.
That's true.
It's insane. It's insane.
But no, I think horror can be so hit and miss because again, there's so many fucking amazing concepts.
Oh, for sure.
And I'll read them and like I'll say that sounds deadly, and I'll watch it and I go, shit.
Yeah.
And this is a problem. I'm gonna try and knock him onto a tangent here because this is gonna go on for.
Go on a tangent.
You don't have 4 hours to kill.
Okay, right now.
Hang on a second. The producer's not going to be fucking happy with that.
Go on a 10th of that tangent, please, and then stop.
Well, what's the space? You know the whole film versus digital debate.
Yeah.
Going on forever. I think horror films that are shot on film are more effective somehow.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because digital cheapens the look of it, and if I can't get into the look of the film, it kills it.
I agree, and can I throw in one? I think the reason that we like the look of, say, a 35mm print film, or even an 8mm film, excuse me, is because we watched most of the old horror films shot that way. So we become accustomed to those colours and that softness and that kind of gritty and that grain and everything else. And I think that gives it a whole other layer. But when you watch, like, say, a low budget horror film today shot digitally, It looks terrible.
Yeah, it's
It
unwatchable.
Yeah, it's unwatchable. Yeah, and the minute you see it, you go, no. You just can't fucking tune into it. Like
You
this.
haven't watched Hell's Ground yet, then, have you?
Oh, stop that piece of wank. Did you see that film?
No, I
Pakistani
won't.
film?
I won't.
But you should.
don't.
I've never
Life's
seen-
too short. I've
Life's too short, yeah.
I'm-
Like the fucking zombie that time since I'm fucking with.
The gently
Gently
put.
put him at the ground.
I did hear your episode on that.
Did you?
Yeah, and I think I got what I needed from the film.
Oh, Jesus fucking
Oh,
Christ.
stop that.
I've never been so driven to write a Wikipedia article before, though.
We got he changed the Wikipedia.
Yeah. No one will change that back.
I know, yeah.
I do. This probably sounds like a bad man. I kind of am bad man the director
Go for it.
in a way. I had a producer send me a film, and I was very excited because it's like, this is the first time someone's ever contacted me to send me something to review. This is a big deal for me. Could be the worst thing I've ever seen. And I told him when he sent it out, I said, oh, thanks for sending it out. I'm going to be honest about it. So I could not like it, I could like it. And they seemed confident I'd like it, which that was a big mistake on their part. Because I wrote, I think it was about 1,500 words of vitriol about how fucking shit it was. And I never sent it to him. He said, oh, thanks very much. And no, it's not.
Joe's furiously scribing down names here.
No,
directly.
it's not.
I need to know.
It's not that.
It's not David Fincher, anyway.
No, this was a Brazilian. Was it Brazilian? I think it was Brazilian, and it looked like it was trying to be Dust Devil, and it was trying to be. That's what the fuck. It's called Beyond the Grave. It's Paula Bollocks. I can't remember the director's name, but it's the producer who got onto me, and I remember actually I was watching with one of the lads, unsure if I was asleep or not, dreaming a terrible film because it was just so bad. It's like the whole thing is like half zombies.
It was so bad you wished it was a dream. It
I
was
wish,
so bad.
I wish I was dead. Like, there's a part in it where they're outdoors and they're using lighting rigs for sunny weather.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was looking at it going, why didn't they just park? There's meant to be like light coming through a car. Why didn't they just drive up the road a bit and park there and get the
Natural
shot?
light coming
Rather
in.
than having sunny background but then this unusual green light coming in. It's just like, so all these little things are annoying me. I was like, no, I'm gonna not look at the technical side of it. It clearly had fuck all budget, which it didn't. It had 50 grand, and I've seen films on 6 grand that look better. But just watching it going, okay, I'll try watching for the story then. Story makes no sense. It's complete and utter shit. And it got worse and worse. You have this guy who comes out with like painted toenails who plays the flute and it fucking hurts everyone's ears, including mine. They actually made it sound so unbearable that when you're watching the film, you're experiencing what the characters are experiencing, and not in a positive sense.
Yeah.
So it's just piercing volume, eardrums bouncing. So it's like, okay, this is fucking terrible. And I actually don't even remember why I've got onto this topic. But it's fucking
That's what happens in
It was,
podcast. We weave among the garden of
The detritus of the film world.
Oh, I remember now. It's because I was talking about film shot digitally.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
When-
of course. Yeah.
When I think of movies like this,
If we were a good host, we would fucking remember that. But, you know,
I think that's how I got onto it. I actually don't remember. We were talking about that over. How
was
bad
it? We were
shit.
talking about that.
But it was just fucking so terrible, and I couldn't get on board with any of it. But it looked so cheap, and especially when it was shot like that. Had that been shot on even 16mm film, it would have had a million times the appeal.
Yeah,
It would have still been shit. It would have still been a mess of a film, but it would have had a grittiness. And think of this, right? I don't know if you watched any of the extras on that Deadbeat at Dawn.
Not yet. No, you've been harping it, and I'm listening to you. But your man here has had it in it. I told him I was hoping he'd watch it from last week, so we could all talk about it this week. Like,
and he failed.
No research. That's one of the rules.
we don't research.
We
Well,
don't
that wasn't
research.
research, technically.
Well, actually, sitting down
I
and
also
watching
don't
the
watch
film.
films. I just assume. I've never even seen Fight Club.
pretends they've seen
I just watched.
films,
I
yeah.
watched the trailer of Fight Club and read the thing on Wikipedia.
A lot of people do that. They fast forward through films guys press for and skip through it and go, it wasn't great. You didn't watch the fucking
Yeah.
film. You watched the trailer of the film that took
Yeah.
you an hour to do.
Yeah.
I had that problem with Tomb Raider the other night. It was just too late. I couldn't fucking watch it. I just couldn't bring myself. I usually will see a film through to the end, but then I saw Roadhouse. I was like, yes, I'm in.
I'd go back to it out of principle. Like, I've started films that I've been like, immediately thought this is, like, you know what I watched on Netflix there? Fucking hell. Did you ever see Cool World?
Oh, that's one with Brendan Fraser in it.
No, it's Brad Pitt and
Brad Pitt's right.
Gabriel Byrne. Fucking your man Ralph Bakshi, I think his name is.
Oh yeah, your man Fitz.
I hate his fucking animation style.
Yeah.
It's just, and this film is literally, you know the way you've seen the Looney Tunes, like a hit in the head, a big lump will appear and birds flying around the head, all this shit. This stuff was happening on screen for no reason other than to go, they're in a cartoon world.
Yeah.
And it's
Are they real characters in the cartoon world? Or
yeah,
what way is it
they're
done?
walking around these big sets and then animated over it. It's like painted onto the film stock. Is these animated scenes like a bunny coming out of the ground, like shootouts and all this mad animated stuff. But they're just doing it to be like, look, it's cartoon world. And you get that from the first time they do it, and they keep doing it.
Yeah.
I was suffering the whole time watching that film.
And you still.
And I was like,
plowed
I
on
have
through
to
it.
finish this film. If I start it, I finish it. I hate that about myself, but I have to do it.
It was like the time I was watching The Passion of the Christ. And
Cartoon world, Passion of Christ.
No,
there we go. That's a circle complete.
yeah,
It's all fantasy at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
the filming, like, I watched the first half of it, and then I was really tired, so I went to bed and I thought, this is shite. So I got up the next day and I watched the second half of it, and sure enough, it was shite. I knew the end. It was not like Titanic where you know the end. Like, I knew the end. Oh man, it's fucking terrible. This man getting beaten for 2.5 hours.
Well, that's the part I liked about it. Because there's good special effects in that film.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, this is a
of course,
decent horror flick. Everything else was just boring.
I was just sick of hearing that
Shit.
fucking Aramaic. Oh no, it's fucking terrible. Seeing the garden of, what's it called? The garden where Judas betrays him or some fucking shit. I was like, oh god, this is fucking shit. It's like reading the fucking Bible. Mel Gibson, oh, he's
Mel
so
Gibson's a
brilliant.
legend. He's a legend.
He's also self-indulgent because that's fucking shite. And he only made it because he's a big fucking racist Christian. And he hates Jewish people.
Where do you want to go with that? I think he's fucking brilliant, and he is a genuinely good director. I think he's a great director.
What?
Like, I can't watch Passion of Christ because it's fucking an 80s. Like, I have no interest in it at all.
It's not
But
about, but it's not about that. It's not about the religious aspect of it. It's about seeing what is essentially a terrible film, completely self-indulgent.
It's a terrible film, though. Did you think it was a terrible film?
It is pretty shit. And I think people only like it purely because it's a no... This sounds stupid to say, but it's a no-holds-barred account of Jesus' story.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that's what people liked about it, because it's like, oh, we got to finally see how our Lord suffered and blah blah.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there going, good special effects on that. His fucking stomach getting ripped open with hooks, deadly. That's the most I got out of it. Everyone else is there
Maybe
fucking
not watching that.
heartbroken. I remember they actually... It was gone on
I
18.
remember that, because that was the bit that was doing me tits in. Like, this is a non-proven story. This is basically a story. You know, a lot of these people believe that this actually happened. Like, and I was,
Yeah.
you know,
But even if you take it as a piece of fiction, it's fucking shit.
right.
You know what I mean? Fact, fiction, whatever. It's all bollocks.
Did we have
Shite.
him rising from the grave then later on in the film? Did
Yeah, Mel Gibson then comes on and kicks him in the fucking head because he was a Jew. Mel Gibson hates Jews. Title of this episode.
Don't call it that.
That's the algorithm.
In fact, we probably will get. There probably will be fucking a hate speech thing about that, Derek. Let's edit out that.
That Mel Gibson hates Jews, but
Yeah.
he does. He's proven it. It's not slanderous or liable. Well, it's not liable because I haven't written it down. Wait, I'm going to write it down now. Mel Gibson hates Jews. No, it's not slanderous because it's a proven fact, because he has actually openly said, I hate Jews.
So does Walt Disney.
Yeah,
So did
it's
Walt
true.
Disney even.
Roald Dahl as well. Another anti-Semite.
Did he?
He did. I hate them.
Heroes.
Exactly.
Legends all.
Well, that bit's
So
good.
I just go back. Like, I think he, like fucking like some of his films are amazing. Braveheart's a
Apocalypto's
brilliant
brilliant.
film. Apocalypse was an amazing film.
I need to rewatch that. I remember
didn't
not
like
liking it.
Apocalypse?
No, I remember not liking it, but I may need to rewatch it. I think I mightn't have given it the time of day, maybe because I'd seen The Passion of the Christ shortly beforehand and I was still kind of fucking scared from that.
Apocalypse was. You'd be out of breath watching that film. It's deadly.
There's a film like it, and actually I just meant to mention about Passion of Christ there, that was turned to a 15s right here purely because they wanted all the kids to see it and be like, oh, it's a Christian thing, even though it's 18s everywhere else.
Oh, Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. It's like the way Michael Collins was 12s on video.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember
Shouldn't
that.
have
Yeah, it shouldn't have been. Yeah.
But there's a film that came out about 5 years ago called The Deadlands. Massive letdown. I remember seeing the trailer going, like, especially the music had a very apocalyptic feel, but it was like New Zealand Maori
Oh yeah.
times. And I remember just seeing the trailer going, this looks like it's fucking raw and vicious and mental. And I remember putting it on and it was just really fucking stupid and boring. The action scenes were daft. And then it had all this fantasy element that didn't work in it. And I was just like, oh, this completely lost me. And all it did was make me go, I have to watch Apocalypto again, because that was it.
I think the
good
thing about
version.
Apocalypse because it was so real and gritty, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was what made it work as well, is that I kind of...
There was no fantasy at all. This was really fucking harrowing shit you were watching. Like, it was deadly.
And due to it not being a culture anyone was familiar with.
They could
It
do
made sense.
pretty much whatever you wanted.
Yeah, because if you go, oh, it's a German film, it's like, that wouldn't happen in Germany. This is some fucking tribe no one's ever heard of. Like,
Yeah.
get away with whatever you want.
And it subtly kind of references some of the theories as to what happened. Like, did they really sacrifice themselves into oblivion? Did they really go out and slaughter all of their fucking satellite fucking communities and stuff and try to bring them all in, and then by bring them all in, then completely wear out all of their fucking resources and end up dying that way? There's loads of all those suggestions, and didn't they find like a whole pit of skulls like close to one of the fucking base of one of those pyramids?
It's just that they're Mayans or Incas or something, aren't they?
Yeah, they were sacrificing somebody with chopping their fucking heads off and sending them down the steps of one of the pyramids or something like that. But I think they found like a lot of skulls, and well, why would the skulls be here? They must have been sacrificed.
Yeah.
So I think Gibson took some poetic justice with it and said, which, or maybe they lashed them down the bleeding pyramid steps. But yeah, it's a deadly film.
No, I must check it out again because I don't think I gave it a fair crack, because it's like I sometimes a director's film will annoy me so much that I'll be annoyed by the next film, even though it's good.
That's
Do you know
actually
what I
fair.
mean?
That's
Like,
fair.
like I'm gonna give you a really bad example. My daughter was mad into One Direction, and we went to see the One Direction film, which is directed by Morgan Spurlock, who also directed Super Size Me. Now, I'd watched Super Size Me on the Friday night. I fucking hated it. Absolutely hated it. So I hate the One Direction film more because of it.
I thought that was just like the maximum level of hate you could have.
No.
Would be the One Direction film.
One of the lads of
Like,
One Direction
One
is a
Direction,
charming simpleton, and he made the film for me. He's like one of these guys, you know, like you could just
Do you have
watch
a
it.
rating for that on Crack Reel, do you? Do you have a review for that Crack Reel?
Not yet.
I have it in there. You can borrow it. No problem.
One charming simpleton out of five.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's the type of guy you'd need to open that door for because you'd be unsure whether it was open or not. You know that kind of way. I don't know which one it is, Tom or Frank or Steve or whichever one of One Direction it is. It's not the Irish fella anyway.
Right. Did you see? Isn't Dust Devil? You mentioned Dust Devil a few minutes ago. That's coming out in blue now, isn't it?
There's a German Blu-ray coming out with a serious 3-disc fucking.
Is it the 84 Entertainment? Is it?
Possibly. I know that. See, it's weird. The 84 Entertainment was all those big, huge media books.
Yeah.
All look the same, but they're all different brands. It must be like the way all our steelbooks look the same.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And if you look at the steelbooks, that you some just like Nova Media and Plain Archive and a few of these other ones from Korea and whatnot that have all their steelbooks come with a slip around them, which I find weird. But it makes the big prestige fucking special editions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think 84 might just be like the same as the way Studio Canal Entertainment 1 are the same for steelbook.
Yeah. One of your favourite scenes of all time.
Fucking hell, these are tough questions.
But one of them, just one of your favourite scenes of all time.
You have to understand there's a whole library door after opening up my head now. Filtering through.
It's that bit in the One Direction film where the charming simpleton does walk into a door.
Okay, one or more of your favourite scenes of all time.
Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. It'd be easier to confess a crime than fucking.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you one straight away. The bit where the doctor's fucking trying to revive. Yeah, what's the curly haired guy's name? I can't remember. It crashes through his fucking ribcage. Pulls his hands off.
The Hans Gruber, Bruce Willis face off when they meet each other, and he pretends to be Bill Clay.
All of Die Hard.
All of the every single scene in Die Hard.
Although, you know what, this is gonna, because if you were to,
Stop talking.
I used to do I don't know who the fuck that's supposed to be.
It's obviously Alan Rickman.
Croatian fucking boxer.
Have you not heard our impressions yet?
We do.
That's true.
We do
Joe doesn't even know where
excellent
Australia is. Get out.
I thought Dublin was in fucking South Africa. Oh, yeah.
You
No,
thought
I thought
it was in
in fucking Australia.
If we were to go, because for Cracked Reel, there's a small mention of it. I used to do the 10 best kills of the year each year that would go by.
Class. Go on.
And I kind of gave up on it. I might go back doing it. But
Jesus was number one, obviously.
he was all 9. And number 1 was Jesus again.
Yeah.
No, just when you mentioned Die Hard there's a kill in that's just fucking amazing. And it's Bruce Willis is getting chased around upstairs after the whole Bill Clay incident. And he just unloads the machine gun into your man's kneecaps.
Oh yeah,
he goes head first through a window. So that'd be a favourite scene. But fucking, I could literally be here all day talking about them.
I know,
all day. They're impossible. It's like when someone goes, recommend me a film there. I'm like, give me a genre in a fucking year and I'll do it.
Fight Club.
Quiet Man.
Yeah. 12
You know what?
Angry Men.
You might not be happy with this. I don't really like The Quiet Man. It bored the fucking shit out of me.
I watched it with my dad, and I think I think I might have watched it. There might have been like an aunt or an uncle there as well. And they were referencing all the actors and characters and referencing like all the bits. Like, do you want a good shtick to help fucking
that's John
teach
Wayne,
your
isn't
wife
it?
and all that sort of stuff?
There's one thing that annoys me about films is terrible Irish accents. I fucking hate them.
Do you remember
Julia Roberts?
Oh, that was
fuck
terrible.
you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Julia Roberts.
Michael Collins.
Yeah.
Do you remember Darby O'Gill and the Little People? How that was all dubbed.
In which?
Disney redubbed Darby O'Gill. You remember Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
Sean
You
Connery.
ever see Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
No.
I've never
The
seen
film
it.
is Disney. You've never. For fuck's sake.
I've no interest in watching a film called Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
It's a fucking famous film. You would have
know
definitely
it's
seen that as a
famous.
kid. Like,
I've also never seen
Do you ever
Quiet
remember the Banshee scene of that? One of the most terrifying fucking scenes I've ever seen.
I've never even heard of the film.
I was too busy watching RoboCop.
Anyway, yeah, I watched that shit too. But Darby O'Gill,
Remove creep.
they had. Let me fucking say me lines, will you?
Well,
They had Irish people in it with Irish accents, and then Disney redubbed them to make them more Irish.
oh,
And did you know that?
Put the morning to you.
They had fucking changed their accents in that way. Like, it's terrible. Terrible.
I'm going to American Tuies, and every single person I meet, I'm going to say top of the morning to you. Every single person I interact with.
I hope you get battered.
You will get battered, I'd say.
I know.
I'd say you'll say it in a cafe or something to the people behind the counter, and they'll laugh at it. Then they hear you say it to a couple other people, and it'll eventually get on their nerves.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a full boiling hot kettle of water over the back of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll smash that kettle down over your face then.
Yeah. Like I'm going to the Indy 500. There's going to be 300,000 people there. That's 300,000 potential people I can interact with and say top of the morning to you.
Did you ever see Caddyshack?
Yes.
I love Caddyshack.
Nice, great.
You've seen Caddyshack, haven't you?
Years and years ago.
Do you remember? Is it Rosie or something? The Irish girlfriend who was the worst accent. So I was told. Do you remember? So I was told. Do you remember that scene?
Remember or no?
Man, I only watched there not so long ago. The Missus, and that bit came on. She's like, oh god, it's so fucking like takes you out of the film. When you hear a bad accent like that, it takes you out of the film. So
Sean Connery's
so
one in The Untouchables is probably my favourite.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was
Yeah,
a good
like
accent, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's actually my favourite, genuinely. And also Magneto's one in X-Men First Class for the last 15 minutes.
I
love
haven't
that.
seen X-Men First Class.
Shamefully neither have I, yeah.
The last 15 minutes is Michael Fassbender plays Magneto. It's definitely the best of the X-Men films by a fucking long shot. But Michael Fassbender plays Magneto, and obviously they'd run out of time or money or something, and didn't overdub him. So he's kind of got the German accent at the start, and then he kind of moves towards American. Then at the end of it, he's just like, "My name's Magneto," just pure Irish, like it's fucking deadly.
He's actually part German anyway. So you
That's
think
great.
Yeah.
he'd do a decent accent.
No, he does a decent German accent at the start, and then he slowly progresses. What they obviously overdubbed him at the start because it's obviously harder to act in a different accent. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
so,
it depends on the verse. Some people, you know, who I only discovered recently does a fucking amazing American accent. You know, Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
Does
yeah.
an unbelievable one. I was just looking at a bit of this film.
Which one?
Fuck, what's it
Yeah,
called now?
an American accent in Oliver. He did, didn't he? No, it was Bourgeois. That was an English accent. That was. No, that was a very cockney gun English
Hunting
accent.
Party, I think it's called. It's a Western film.
Hunting Party.
Yeah, I think it's from 71.
Taking notes, I am.
And I just saw a clip of it, and I was just like, listen to his accent, like, that's a fucking very convincing American accent. I was very into that. Especially because he has a really. That's what I love about him as well, is that like he's such an arco fucking loony.
Oh,
He's got
yeah.
the most beautiful voice. Soft spoken English
Yeah.
accent. He's just amazing.
It's the Tommy Lee Jones syndrome.
When
Yeah.
him and Peter O'Toole used to get together, apparently they were epic fucking sessions.
Yeah, there's a few of them. There's a documentary I saw called Hellraisers.
Oh, I heard
And
it.
it was about himself, Peter O'Toole,
Richard Harris.
Richard Harris.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're
Oh,
all.
Richard
I
Harris.
can't remember who the other one was, but I think it's 4 or 5 of them.
was
and
it-
They're all.
What's
Yes,
his name?
Do you remember
Robert
when?
Shaw.
Oh, Robert Shaw. Yeah, he
Yeah.
would have been under the group. But do you remember when Oliver Reed died? He was living down in Wicklow, wasn't it, or Wexford? And when they were bringing his casket down the town, it actually passed by a pub with a sign outside saying "Have one before you go." I swear to God, there's a
The
picture
irony.
of that, and no, it was well received in the
Yeah.
kind of spirit of, like, you know.
Well, he was an unashamed fucking pisshead. Like,
He
he
fucking
cares,
drink
you know?
and he fucking, yeah.
I have a story about Oliver Reed. My man gave him a lift somewhere because
No way.
I think my uncle had a radio show that I think he did an interview on. So I was trying to tap the table and pick up the mics. And shit faced as usual in the car. And she was just driving in her car. So when he got out of the car and said bye, one of my older brother's lollipops were stuck to his arse as he left. And went on his merry way to
What a story!
drink himself to death. Well, no, I think he had a few 10, 15 years of drinking left in him before he died.
He was well fucking pickled anyway. It was when we.
Sure, yeah. I said there was nothing left in the cells.
Did you hear
Cells
about
with vinegar.
how was it Robert Shaw from Jaws? Was it Richard?
That's Robert Shaw.
Robert Shaw.
Yeah.
Do you hear how he died?
He lived in Ireland too, and he died, didn't he?
He was travelling around Ireland.
Next to the Wicklow as well, was he?
I can't remember where he was, but he felt sick. He got out of the car and collapsed and died at the side of the road in Ireland.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking
Robert Shaw.
It's not surprising.
It's not
At the
surprising.
same time.
No, yeah, it's probably if you're doing that kind of, if you're that kind of like way inclined, it's gonna take it at some stage, like. Isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Although look at the fucking Rolling Stones.
And look at me.
Look at you.
After fucking last night.
I mean, you're 17. Like.
I know. It's fucking unbelievable.
One or more of your guilty pleasures.
I don't believe in them.
You don't believe in a guilty pleasure?
No.
Resident Evil's a guilty pleasure.
No, I like what I like. People don't like
That's
it.
That's actually a good point. I'm not gonna. That's a good point. Like, I will vehemently defend and fight any man who shits on Jaws of Revenge.
I know. I still need to sit down and watch that again and.
Some people will say that's my guilty pleasure.
Talk about it.
So what? Let me just rephrase then. One or more of your
movies that no one else likes.
film that's such a like that not
Fight
many
Club.
other people like.
Fuck Fight Club.
Christ.
Anything by Quentin Tarantino.
These are tough questions, I have to say. Well, they're tough for any other person to be like, oh, this one.
We were. We spent hours preparing
we
this morning.
I mean, we were prepping like fucking weeks in advance for this. Like.
Actually, no, we spent most of the morning writing songs.
We did actually.
Well,
terrible kazoo song.
You can't say no to a kazoo. Christ, I'm trying to get fucking films that are kind of shit.
I'll go Resident Evil, Jaws Revenge, Jaws 3D actually.
Jaws 3D. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's terrible. No, that's
it's
a
the
big
one. It's the one bit at the end when the big mammy shark is being corralled up the fucking. Do you remember this scene?
Is that where it goes through the glass?
No, that's shocking, man. No, it's like there's a massive big puppet, like it's huge. You can tell it's just kind of like the mouth, but it's moving up like gently and slowly and deliberately up like this kind of big concrete trench. I don't know what's going on. I can't even remember, but one of the kind of big great white hunters goes down to fucking sort him out, but gets eaten, and the camera goes inside the mouth, and you can hear him being fucking crushed in the jowls of the fucking as the mouth's opening and closing. And you hear as he's being eaten, like, and he dies kind of stuck in the shark's throat with a grenade in his hand like this, and the other guy's like, and he sees the grenade in the hand. He goes, he's trying to fucking. He has like this big hook, like this big rod or a hook in the end. He's trying to pull the fucking pin out of the grenade to blow the shark up, but like the body's like limp in its mouth, like it's fucking horrifying. Like, you know, it's class looking. For that one scene, I love Jaws 3D.
So you've watched 2 hours of dross to get to it.
I want to hear that.
Pretty much.
I think it could be a cult favourite for a lot of people. I only watched it. I saw a bit of it years ago, and I'd always wanted to see it. And then everyone was saying it's fucking awful, 1 out of 10 kind of thing. And I absolutely loved it. And it's Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh, I thought that was actually about fun. Some of the visuals in that are fucking mental there.
There's trash campfires in that, isn't there?
There's a weird dolphin that communicates sitting in a...
Oh, Ice-T, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice one.
And Dolph Lundgren as a big Jesus type.
Oh, really? Ice-T's my second favourite ice actor after Ice Cube.
What about Vanilla Ice?
Yeah. No, he's third. Just for that scene in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Which one of them plums was in Ghost to Mars?
That was Ice Cube.
It's Ice Cube,
yeah.
That was bad. That
was terrible, man. Even has his chrome fucking machine guns, and he's doing all this and fucking doing all this and posing with his shooting and shit.
He's also in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's actually great in that. Yeah.
He's brilliant in Boys in the Hood.
Oh yeah, that was his acting debut.
Haven't seen that.
That's to mention now. John Singleton, who died at the start of the week.
Yeah, that's fucking mad.
Fucking 51. I actually didn't know this.
Yeah, it's fucking shocking. Yeah.
He had a stroke, and there's actually people talking about it. I heard a podcast recently, people were talking about it. It only occurred to me now, I was like, geez, that was actually only a couple of days before he died. I didn't even realise that was happening. And it was a bit of a Tom Petty incident. He was reported as dead, and then a couple of hours later, I was like, he's not dead, but he'll be dead.
But he's dying, yeah.
Yeah, because I think Tom Petty was like 12 hours after he's diagnosed as dead.
Oh, that's right, yeah. He went into Tom Petty went into a coma, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then they said, oh, he's dead, and then it was like, oh no, he's actually alive, and 12 hours later, and he's dead now.
Yeah,
his family confirmed it then, yeah. Jeez, I remember stuff like that. Like, I remember waking up in the morning when David Bowie died. Your text actually woke me up that morning. Bowie's dead. That's what I got. I was like, yeah, no, he fucking hasn't come up the yard. And I looked, and it's like all over the fucking internet, or whatever. and I had convinced myself he hadn't died because his new album had come out, and I was getting balls deep in his new album, and it was like songs about Lazarus and about fucking like all this sort of stuff about rising from the dead, and then there was a play that was scheduled to fucking come on like a couple of weeks in the future or whatever, and they were going to use some unreleased Bowie music from the new album sessions, and Lazarus was going to be like the part of the play was somebody rising from the dead, and I guarantee that's fucking Bowie. He's not faking his death and he'll come back on stage. That's something Bowie would do, like, you know. I was convinced, I couldn't accept he was dead. I was like, no way.
Another great actor, actually. He actually died on my wife's
Man
birthday.
Fell to Earth, was it? Oh, did he? Yeah.
What's the film I saw him? Prestige, Christopher Nolan's film.
Yeah, he played Tesla.
Yeah, he's fucking brilliant because he's playing Tesla like this almost wooden character who's just kind of sitting there and just only really his mouth is moving. That's not a David Bowie impression. I mean, I'm not moving my face when I talk. He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, but he had such a fucking horror about him. You saw the Man Who Fell to Earth, didn't you?
I haven't. I bought the was it BFI?
Oh, they didn't release today.
It's a big 4-disc thing with the soundtrack and all this big massive open booklet yoke.
Didn't I see that in your collection pictures?
Probably did, yeah. There's a big Savage one. I haven't watched it yet. I only got it because it was like 25 quid or something, and I was like, that could sell.
That's definitely worth it. Yeah, I haven't got that. If I would have grabbed it at that price too. It's a strange old film, like, you know what I mean. But it's arty, but not arty. Like I think it's cool.
I don't mind art. Cool. See, I know people who can't get behind any kind of artistic kind of stuff in a film.
I can, but some of it can be shite though.
It can be bollocks.
Some of it can be fucking proper.
If you look at fucking the latest Terrence Malick stuff, it's fucking unbearable.
No time for that now. I have to say.
Like, this is the thing, I love when you're watching something that's really good and something arty happens or something strange happens, I can get on board with it. I know people who second does like not into this. But I don't know, like, so stuff like if the movie's good and it's really well done and the arty look of it, like really good sound and picture and all that, if that all works, it works for me. Great.
Do you know what really worked for me in a big way? Because I was poo-pooing, I had my arms folded before I watched it going, impressed me like an arsehole, was Under the Skin.
Yeah, that's a masterpiece.
Under the Skin.
That blew me away.
Is that Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Alright, let's check that out, yeah.
I don't even want to say that to you because that could be, you could spoil that something terrible, that film. Like that's a
it has all I'll say is it has one of the most horrifying scenes I've seen in years.
It's
the
beach.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Oh Jesus, that fucking scene.
Is it on Netflix? Is it?
It was
for a while.
I don't know if it still is.
It's gone now. That you're right. That's a real scene. That has happened, people.
Yeah, and it's how it's done as well, and it's the time jump as well.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
But it's one of those films where it's extremely slow. It's very strange. A lot of it is actually shot secretly. In Scotland. So
she drove around that high H reel, and she was really pulling over to people and really asking them questions, and their dialogue was actually them going, "Here's a board and a white eyes fan. She looks kind of nice." It was that, like, so that's the kind of that's the kind of communication that was going on.
That's my dream. Board and a white highest fan pull up and start asking me questions. Like,
it's one of the most paced and deliberate films I've ever watched.
Yeah, and it's hard to describe because I'd love to get into it.
So would I. I'd love to be able to talk about it now, but we'd totally ruin it if we did.
No, I will watch it.
It's fuck, I'm gonna go mad trying to remember this cunt's name. It's the director of Sexy Beast.
Here, hold on, we get IMDb in. Like, I was say we can't look at the old phones.
I actually try not look at IMDb as much as I can.
Try to remember shit.
Yeah, because it's good for your brain. People are fucking too used to their phones.
I agree with you. It is.
And I remember actually.
Well, let's look it up anyway.
When I was watching talking about The Sopranos, I tried to remember a character's name, and I sat for 45 minutes while the lads are watching telly, like fingers in my hands.
What was that?
Trying to remember it, and eventually got it, and I actually felt a weight come off me. It's doing my fucking head in trying to remember.
Here, I tell you what. I have the director. Is it
Jonathan Glazer?
Did you get it?
Yeah. Tell me if I'm right. I'm pretty sure it's Jonathan Glazer.
Jonathan Glazer, yeah, fair play. On the money.
He did Birth, which I haven't seen. I've been wanting to see for years. So what they call Kidman, the strange one that came out in 2004. And he did Sexy Beast, which for me is I was actually talking about this with the lads the other day. Loop movies. Movies I could just leave on a loop and just
watch them over and over.
And Sexy Beast is a masterpiece.
I'd have to watch it again. I watched that years ago, but there was a lot of lads in the room watching it, so I didn't pay attention.
Watch it by yourself. It's fucking perfect.
He also directed Street Spirit by Radiohead and Jamiroquai's in Virtual Insanity.
Just looking at loads of Karma Police and all, like, a load of music.
Two
movies.
Good videos. Two good music
Jamiroquai,
videos.
Lore, Massive Attack.
Is it just me or is music videos dead now? Are they a thing?
It's a weird one. Music videos have fucking changed.
Talk to OK Go. They'll argue with you.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. OK Go have the most accessible music that you'd hear and go, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But their music video accompanies it so well that you're like, these are brilliant.
It brings it to a new level.
No one's actually going out there buying their albums. I guarantee you no one's really that into it. I'd say they're all going.
Was it the Colour of the Sky, the Blue Colour of the Sky or something was the name of that album? The white knuckles on it and all that.
Whatever the first album was, I remember, I'll say legally just for the sake of the podcast, but legally downloading it when it came out. It was the one that had the song with the fucking treadmills.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go again. Or whatever.
I was like, yeah, this is fine. Like their music is fine.
Yeah.
But it was actually, I had a song called "Get Over It." I think that was the first thing.
Get over it.
That was the first thing I kind of heard from them. And that video was just a basic video.
Yeah.
I think once they did the treadmills, they were like, hey, this was a fun idea. Let's see how we can top that. And ever since, they've just
been consistently topping it. Of the Blue Colour of the Sky is the name of that album.
Yeah.
I bought a special edition version that with remixes and on a second disc and everything. And it's very good. I think I might actually have a fucking spare one of them at home. That album. Now that I think of it.
I get all my music.
Either of you are welcome to it if you want it. If I'll have to root it out. I have a bag of stuff. Next time I meet you, actually, I'll let you have a root through. I have a bag of like CDs and stuff. You're welcome to have a.
I don't collect CDs anymore though, personally.
Fair enough.
Same with DVDs.
I'll bring it along anyway. Mate went across the road. We ordered a skip. We paid for a skip one time. And we were just there chatting. He was walking across with his box. He just started throwing all the stuff in. He's like, what are you doing? And he was throwing in like fucking 40-hour party people, the 2-disc version of 40-hour party people. I was like, no, I'll take that. Like, I know I already have it, but you just cannot go on a skip. And then rakes it like the entire fucking Smith's back catalogue, the entire Pixies back catalogue, like just all going into a skip. I was like, no, this can't happen. Loads of PC games and shit. I was like, no, take all them. They were just fucking. I gave you a rake of them too.
Yeah, you did.
But I still have a big fucking Supercan bag filled with like double ups and triple ups I already have like that. I just have to go to somebody who appreciate them.
Put them into a charity shop if you can.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I'd sooner, if I'm gonna throw something out, if I can make money for it, I'll do that. If I can't, I'll put it in a charity shop because someone will get it.
Exactly.
And I find gold in charity shops.
So people go in to charity shops maybe for a random look, but you're not going to go and buy the best of the Smiths if you're not a fucking Smiths fan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not just going to go, oh yeah, that looks good, I'll grab that.
Yeah.
Just remember going into Vinnie DePaul down the road, and you know the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
You know the album The Captain and Me. Do you
I wouldn't know album wise. I just know some of their tunes.
I think it was Warner label released a load of their back catalogue albums on DVD audio. You know, you get a 5.1 and like remastered 5.1 and multi-channel and everything else. Great fucking releases, savage releases. Excuse me, but they were really expensive to get because they were limited releases. And then mate of mine got really into, like, he's a big audiophile. He got really into like multi-channel music. He got into super audio, and we were listening to all the Elton John old stuff and super audio and everything. It was great. And we got the super audio version of The Captain and Me, and we listened to that, and that was great. Long story short, anyway, I went into Vinnie DePaul down the road there and Blanche, and they had a sealed copy of The Captain and Me DVD audio. This thing's like fucking 60, but it's gone for £60 on eBay, and I got it for €1. I was like, fucking holy shit! Like, and it's still sealed. The original Warner Music Group, fucking, and maybe it's Warner, maybe it might be Universal Music Group actually. Cellophane on it, like, you know, I actually opened it like and fucking for the first. Do you know what I mean? Like savage stuff.
No, but charity shops, like, you find amazing shit in there.
You do, yeah.
Like, I got the Terminator Blu-ray with that new cover that I love. It's where he's kind of bent down just after he teleports.
Yeah.
And it's the outline of Arnie, but the skeleton on the inside. It's fucking savage. I got that for £1. But I'm just hoping, this sounds awful, I'm hoping there's some big collector out there with a trove of Arrow and Blu-rays and all like that who fucking dies. And either his wife or his ma heard, it was like, his film's throw down in the charity shop, and they just like, big stack. And I arrived there the day it does, even his old clothes. I arrived there the day they do, and I go, I'll take all of them. And they'll just go, yeah, 20 quid. Yeah, no, but 20 quid. Just try to argue them down to 15.
If you throw in that couch, I'll give you 20 quid.
10 grand's worth of stuff. Like, no, I'll give you 15.
Have you got R. Kelly trapped in the closet? Because then I'll give you 20.
You can probably sell that for a cool €4 at this stage.
I know,
if you're lucky.
I'll also have made a profit. Remember when Amazon used to give you stuff basically for a penny? Do you remember? You used to
but you pay delivery for like £3.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I got that. My most shameful.
Well, I remember I misinterpreted that before and thought I was onto a fucking gold mine of DVDs, thinking like, these are all 1 cent. I'll fucking order all them and I pay nothing for it. And then it was like, oh yeah, cut it off 20 different sellers at £3 each. I was like, you're going to pay this. I was like, no, fuck that.
No,
have you gone on to Music Magpie, have you? Have you bought from them?
No.
I'm so weird about buying stuff. Like I collect computer games as well, and they have a load of PS2 stuff on there. Like it's not £1, £2, £3 for all this stuff that I'd like to have in the collection. But it doesn't tell you whether it comes with a case and a manual. And, you know what I mean? Well, I order and just get the disc. Well, I order like £60.
Some dude just knocks on your fucking door with a load of discs.
There you go. Or an old fucking CD bag. CD case and just fucking full of discs and all shitty.
Hole punch through all the discs and a little keyring.
Oh god, yeah. But they do Blu-rays and DVDs and everything else as well. Like, I was curious if you'd gone to them or.
I'm a bit. I've like to research when it comes to these things. Like, if I ever see someone sell something on Arrow or on adverts, and they just have a picture of their collection, I'll go after them and say, like, I need to explain, does it have the manual? Does it have this card that comes with it? Does it have the... And if they say no, I'm like, I'm not buying it.
Did you get the yoke today off your man?
No, because the cunt never got back to me. And I had the feeling that he realised that he should put something up cheaper than he was meant to, and now he's going back on it and is just going to ignore me until I go away. But I'm not. I'm going to send him another message. It's still there. Because he has something that's worth about 30 odd quid that he's selling for 15. Because it's like, oh yeah, all these together for 200 or 15 each. I was like, 15 each, but after 15 quid, he hasn't responded to me, so I think he's like, oh shit.
He knows.
It's a lovely box set too.
He knows that's the thing. You end up underselling something like that, or putting it up for a little price, and then when you get a bit of interest, he's kind of going, 10 people now have emailed me about this. This might be worth more than 15 quid.
Yeah, he'll withdraw it. Candyman,
that's right.
Big Savage Special Edition Arrow box set. I think it's 2 or 3 discs in it. Savage artwork and all, and he's sealed. So 15 quid. I was like, I'll buy that. And I think now he's like, shit, I shouldn't have put it up. So I'll find where he lives and I'll fucking upend him.
That's a grim fucking film now. That is
I wouldn't call it. Well,
visually it's
grimy looking, I guess. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
It has the same kind of look as Hellraiser does.
Yeah. It looks cheap.
It's wacky enough that it's not grim though, as far as I can see.
Yeah, no, I kind of meant grimy. Like, it's like you're looking it through, like you've got muck in your eye or something, you know?
Yeah. Not like Solo.
No.
Yeah.
Which they should have cut the first 20 minutes out of.
What, Solo, as in the Star Wars film?
Yeah.
That to me, that was a fucking masterpiece, lad.
Solo
was
all the bit in the mud was literally like having mud in your eye. I couldn't see shit that was going on. I thought there was something up on the fucking screen.
I know. I was all in. I was all in for that. I love that fucking film. He gives out about Derek gives out about the start of it, but I was trying to get across, like, there was so much food there for fans. It was like there was like loads of little fucking nibbly treats, like with their own Corellia. Like, fans have always known about Corellia, the planet Corellia where Han is from, and I've always known it's been the fucking massive shipbuilding shipyard for the Empire. That's where they got all the fucking loads of the raw materials to build the Star Destroyers, the TIE Fighters and everything else. And like, there's bits then when Han is being chased or whatever, you see like the conning tower of a Star Destroyer being lifted up on droids up into the fucking lower atmosphere, and you're going, oh! And there's bits then where you go past like this warehouse and there's like the fucking shield generators like stored for like fucking massive shield for Star Destroyers, and then there's a bit where like the ball cockpits for all the TIE Fighters are all fucking stacked on top of each other. Oh my god, this is fucking, I love this is class. Like, and it was just so exciting. Like, I was like, I'm seeing a whole new planet. I'm actually okay with fucking Aaron Eckhart, whatever his second name is, portrayal of a young Han. I've actually bought into it. I'm okay with it. Like, you know,
I hate it.
And I was just all in.
I didn't have a problem with it.
And then seeing Stormtroopers on Corellia, and then even how he got the second name Solo. If somebody had said that to me, like, you know, there's a scene in it where a fucking Imperial commandant gives Han Solo a second name. Like, get out of it, that's stupid. But the way it was done, I was like, that's actually not too bad, because Han Solo, like, we've always known he never knew who his parents were and all this sort of stuff. Like, so
that didn't work for me now.
I was all in on it, man. I thought it was class.
Han alone, Han on your own, you know.
I liked about 20 minutes of the film. Mostly the deserty stuff at the end. And Paul Bettany was a good villain.
He was, but he stole every scene he was in.
Yeah, he was the best part, but I was just too irritated. Like, I wanted to enjoy it because I want to enjoy these films. I liked, a lot of people didn't like Rogue One. I thought was really good.
Rogue One is, to me, Rogue One is very good, flawless. And I'm a massive Star Wars fan, as you know. Well, Rogue One, oh my god, like every single thing, every single scene, every single character, everything in Rogue One just blew me away. The CGI Tarkin was amazing. CGI Leia was amazing. The bit at the end of Vader was amazing. All these fucking scenes, like, all I have to do is see an Imperial shuttle in a film that's not the original trilogy, and I'm coming to be jocks. Like, that's how fucking excited like, shit gets me. Like I'm this person that whenever I watch Return of the Jedi and I get to literally the last act where Luke is brought before the Emperor and the trap is sprung on fucking the rebels and everything else, I'm crying. There's tears that flow from my eyes from that moment on. Even I get fucking emotional talking about it now. But like as I said to Derek there not so long ago, the very first person to actually call Luke a Jedi is the Emperor.
I never realised that.
So be it, Jedi. Because he's like, he throws the lightsaber away. His anger has subsided. He throws the lightsaber. He realizes he's not going to make the same mistake his father made. He's looking at Vader in a heap on the ground with his hand out. He's up to chopping all that sort. And he realizes, and he hears the behind him from the Emperor, and he realizes, like, fucking no, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. So be it, Jedi. You know what I mean? Everything about that just fucking gets me so happy, like so excited and so sad and emotional all in one go. Like,
I'd love to hear your thoughts on episode 8. Unfortunately, it's embargoed on this show, so we can't talk about
TLJ?
TLJ, yeah.
That's an embargo. We have a few embargoes on the show. Fucking Fight Club's embargoed.
Self-imposed embargoed.
Yeah, because if I get off and one about the last Jedi, I'll keep going. Like,
Embargo.
Can I ask one question without breaking the embargo?
Yeah.
okay, embargo is lifted for this question.
Is it positive or negative?
Negative, man. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
No, that's all I asked. I'll agree, but that's all I asked.
SR is also embargoed a certain character from my favourite Indiana Jones film, Temple of Doom.
Short round.
Shut up.
Yeah, the Temple of Doom was brilliant for just except for the scene of Short Round pushing big burly fucking slave masters around, like, you know.
Yeah, and the overt racism that is Short Round. A little tiny racist package.
A neat, concentrated racist package.
There's another title for the show, right?
Yeah, I'm actually marking them down, as you can see.
Are these all titles for the show?
I usually name it after whichever line sounds funniest.
Last film you watched?
Heathers. Rewatched it last night.
Heathers a good film.
I think it's fucking tremendous.
That's the Arrow. Your Arrow purchase. Your Arrow haul there was actually fucking deadly.
I had 8 of them. Well, I had 7 arrive from the sale, and I bought Dead Beat It Dawn again from the IFI there the other day.
Do you know that makes me want to get that version? I'm half thinking about giving you that one and hunting down that one, or I'll keep that one for the minute. Get that version, and then you can have that one.
Yeah, that's the method I had for it, because once I discovered I could get the one to slip, I was like, I have to get it.
Yeah, the booklet looks deadly as well.
I can't.
That's the only Arrow. Sorry, there. I don't mean to cut across you.
No.
That's the only Arrow Blu-ray I have that doesn't have a booklet. That Dead Beat It Dawn. The only one.
I have an annoying few. Few that I got in that sale there the other day were unfortunately second prints as well. So Heathers didn't have a booklet or a slip. I think Crimes of Passion actually came with the booklet, but it didn't come with the slip. Boondock Saints came with a fucking postcard and no booklet, and I went mental.
Weird.
A friend of mine wrote the part of the booklet for that.
Oh yeah.
So I really wanted to actually have it, but I didn't want to pay full price for it. Even though I like the flick.
I wanted it, but I'm not fucking paying for it.
I wanted it, I'm not. But that's I wanted it. I'm paying half price for it.
Even though I love the flick, I think it's really entertaining. I was like, I'd seen it so many times recently that I was like, I don't really want to shell out, because I didn't think it'd be one that would sell out loads.
Yeah.
And if they brought a big limited edition, maybe. Was it City of the Living Dead you're looking for?
That's what I was going to segue into that. The City of the Living Dead box set, Lucio Fulci. I remember saying about Lucio Fulci, and I gave you the Beyond to watch not so long ago. But the Beyond, the Beyond. Remember the tarantulas eat your man's face. And I remember I actually gave you the DVD. I told you to keep it. You actually have the Beyond DVD.
You didn't.
I did. I gave you that in hardware. Remember I gave you hardware as well?
Hardware's amazing.
You definitely 100%.
Do you know why you don't remember? Because you probably didn't fucking watch them and I took them back. That's probably what happened.
No, I definitely didn't watch them, but you definitely didn't give them to me. I guarantee it. I swear, you definitely did.
Well, look, I have to. You remember the Vipco Vaults of Horror? It was one of the few that
garbage. Yeah.
Oh, pure garbage. But it was one of the few they released uncut. Was the Beyond, and it's actually uncut on that DVD disc. So I gave it to Derek. But
you didn't.
You had it in your house for donkeys. I may have taken it back, but I intended to give it.
Was this like fucking like 10 years ago? Like,
yeah, fucking
back in my old house.
Back when you were in that apartment. Remember that manky apartment with
my ex?
With your ex.
Manky apartment. I was in 2 manky apartments.
Not the small one. Not far from here.
Oh right, yeah. Jesus, that was over 10 years ago.
Remember I fell asleep in it one time after having a rake of points.
Oh yeah.
And your ex was out fucking hoovering like fucking 7 o'clock trying to wake me up.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yes. I don't think I ever picked up the fucking It was hilarious. But nobody likes Joe.
But sorry, Lucio Fulci, he done Zombie Flesh Eaters, The Beyond, and City of the Living Dead, and House by the Cemetery. But is House by the Cemetery included in
Yeah.
which one would you put in the trilogy?
The trilogy goes.
Beyond Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Beyond is
and
the second one, I think.
Flesh Eaters was the first one, wasn't it?
No, the trilogy is City of the Living Dead, House by the Cemetery, and The Beyond.
Oh, okay.
And I think Beyond was 81. I think House by the Cemetery was 80.
Right.
Or no, or City of the Living Dead was maybe 80. I actually can't remember the order of them, to be honest, but
Right.
I actually haven't seen House by the Cemetery. But
I'm not mad in House, but a lot of people like that.
That's
I'm
what I was
not
thinking.
mad in that. That's just like a weird zombie doctor who's kind of a ghost, but not really a ghost, but more of a zombie, but not really a zombie, but has full senses and intelligence, but then doesn't, and he just kind of
that's a Lucio Fulci film.
kills a few people. No, but you know, a Fulci film, like well,
What?
certainly,
The fuck?
certainly House. Oh, that's why I wanted to get you into Lucio Fulci, because and you can say anything you want about Lucio Fulci film, but they're never boring though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, they're fucking mad.
They're inexplicably fucking mad.
The plot doesn't make any sense for the most part, but by the end of it, you go, "Wow, that was fucking amazing!" Like, fucking, it's crazy.
Where does he come with the Passion of the Christ meter? Passion of the Christ being mental.
Well, Passion of Christ is more just shite. I wouldn't really.
Yeah.
Like, to me, mental is like,
Yeah.
what on fucking earth am I watching? But in
Yeah,
a good
like,
way.
Fulci is fucking way beyond all of that. Like, it's
I watched Beyond for the first time, and the entire time watching it, I was kind of just like, when it ended, I was just like, what the fuck even happened there? Minutes later, I went, that was great.
yeah.
So,
But
I didn't have a clue it was gone.
Some of the visuals in it, like the visuals where they're in wherever it is, hell or wherever the fuck it is, like at the end and they're blind, you're going, what the fuck? That was amazing. Why are they all blind though? It's like, why is remember the dog? The German Shepherd.
Love that whole bit.
I was like, but why is it doing that? Just
you know,
so many bits. Like,
with his movies are kind of,
as you say, they're inexplicable.
they're like, basically his movies are like little horror vignettes.
Yeah.
That have, there's an overarching plot which for the Beyond is like, oh, someone buys this gaff in New Orleans
And
or this
open the gateway
hotel,
to hell and then
open the gateway to hell, shit happens. That's the
shit
plot.
happens. Yeah.
But everything that goes on in it, you're like, why on earth is this happening? And it doesn't make sense why they're making this decision. It's like Giallo in general, just Giallo movies.
Yeah, Giallo, yeah,
like,
yeah.
now obviously Lucio Fulci is like kind of, he pretty much has the gore of Giallo, but with his own mad plot.
His own way of doing
Like,
it.
in a way, even though these movies aren't Giallo, I think of him when I think of Giallo directors.
It's funny, so him and Argento obviously, but yeah.
Yeah.
And he was Bav as well, a little bit Bay of Blood in them.
Yeah. But like his movies, and even with Argento, like Argento's a bit more strange music wise, because you'll be watching it and it'll be like really intense mad music, and it just goes to the next scene and it's immediately stops.
Music instantly stops. It's so weird. Yeah.
But with Fulci, it's more like someone's in, paralysed after falling off a ladder, and now tarantulas are eating his face, and then the next scene is just people just talking shit. Like, what the fuck are they going to do about that tarantula?
Yeah, that's it. Like, we don't even know. Like, that's it. Then that guy is done with. Then there's no more.
Hell got him. That's all that happens.
Yeah,
like,
that's it, yeah.
hell's gone around being hell at everyone.
But the spiders don't just eat the face. You actually see the spider nippers gone, and like this part, see the part between your nose, like in your nostrils, a little bit of flesh that separates, and that like grabs in there and reefs it out and eats it. Like, like it
Pull
looks
his eyes out,
ridiculous.
gums out his tongues.
I'm in.
But what's cool is they had a fake body, which they must, I don't know what spiders eat, jam or something. And they just stuffed that inside the fake
Spiders
head,
eat coffee.
and the spiders eat their way through that. So there's real tarantulas doing that. They have a guy lying there with fangless tarantulas crawling over him. And then for some of the other scenes, big fucking chimney sweeps that they're just poking into his face. Like these absolute, the fakest spiders you've ever seen in your life.
They walk like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Oh, I love it. Alright, I want to watch these now.
And
What's
then
that? Is that the Beyond? Is it?
That's
Beyond, yeah.
Beyond is a fucking lunatic. See Living Dead is mad. See Living Dead.
there's some fucking scenes in that. Like, there's a fucking sex doll at one stage. There's a fella getting his head drilled in, and then there's a big clump of fucking
that drill?
intestines for no reason. Like, it's like,
The drill bit, alright, is hilarious. Like, alright, if someone explained to you,
so
someone
weird.
gets grabbed by the head and their head is jammed onto a spinning lathe,
A lady.
burst
Sorry,
through.
beg your pardon. Yeah.
right? Someone explains like, that sounds fucking horrifying. In the context of the film, it's hilarious.
It is.
Imagine someone walks in, like a guy, dad finds a guy with his daughter. Instead of giving him a quick hiding or whatever, his first instinct is just grab him
Look what a lady
and drill a hole through his head. He literally goes from 0 to full-blown homicidal lunatic in the space of fucking 2 seconds. And it's just brilliant.
But the City of Living Dead, I have the first release on the white frame Blu-ray from Arrow, but they released a box set there. It was just before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And apparently, did you get that box set?
No, I want it.
Yeah, that box set's a beautiful box set by all accounts. It's a 4K restoration as well, isn't it? And I remember Ed and all and the rest of them were all saying it's just phenomenal. And I put it off at Christmas because I wasn't working at the time, and I was like trying to not spend too much money or whatever on that sort of stuff. That's why I missed most of the fucking Studio Canal, John Carpenter stuff. The only one I managed to get was Prince of Darkness. But and I put them all off saying I'll get them maybe in February, March, maybe I'll have a job then or whatever. But I left City of the Living Dead, and every single major box set that's come out from Arrow that I really wanted for a film that I liked, I got them. I have them all.
Yeah.
Except City of the Living Dead. It's sick. And the funny thing is, I actually emailed Arrow 2 days ago.
Begging them.
Yeah, I did. I'll show it to you. I'm going to show you the email right now.
Hey you cunt.
I even attached in photographs of my collection to show that I'm not telling lies.
And here's me crying on the jacks.
Here's me. Come on, phone, load up. Like of all the times for it to go. Here, look. Info Arrow film. Dear Arrow, last week, Friday. As a huge fan of your label.
I have to hear this.
As a huge fan of your label and constant advocate for your quality and the Lazy Dad's Guide to Movies podcast, I want to thank you first and foremost for a consistent and excellent level of quality over the years. One small query, however, I've collected most of the special edition box sets, overlooking only a few. I've attached photos of my modest collection to validate my sincerity and passion for your label. My query: I never managed to pick up a full City of the Living Dead box set, and it's sorely missing from my collection. I don't want to go to a scalper, and I'm hoping you guys still have some reserved copies I can purchase. However, I fully understand if it's not possible. And there's a picture. Oh, they went on the side for some reason. So there's the.
There's still like a stack. That's all.
They can see, and look, there's all like I have the Thing, Crystal Plumage, the House box, the Phenomena, Deep Red Society, Chainsaw Massacre 2, the two Necromantic films. Although Necromantic 2, I don't know why. Bride of the Reanimator, and yeah, they're the ones I really wanted. So I just wanted to send them that to show, like I'm not actually taking the piss. But you never know, they might come and go, actually Joe, yeah, we've won here.
Or else
send us £30.
The admin team with Arrow go,
yeah,
this is the
look at his fucking smart.
They're going to sell you, like, you're going to open a box and it will be that, but it'll have one of those fucking paint grenades that will give it robbery. And it'll destroy you and the rest of your collection.
But so many great, like their Hellraiser box set was fucking stunning. So and when I bought that, it actually came with
was that the one that comes in the little puzzle box?
It's kind of like a hard copy, but no, the puzzle box that was Anchor Bay.
Yeah. All right, sure.
And that was DVDs, but not Arrow. They had a Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3, and that big movie. The making of, which is like a feature length making of. It comes in 2 parts. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it. It's a great documentary. But it came with like a pin. They had like a Hellraiser pin in the package when it arrived and everything else. I just love the way they do that. Like, yeah.
No, that fucking that set, when I was getting the preview copies, that was a kind of prestigious thing. So I knew I'd never afford it. It was mad money. Sent me out that, but they also just sent me a PDF of the entire booklet and everything in it. I was like, savage. That saved me out of. I don't know if I still have it though.
If you don't mind, if it's sensitive enough, then you tend to share. But how did you get develop a relationship with Arrow to review all of their releases?
Email them.
Just told me a review.
But also, I did have help from a friend. Okay. Basically, just said, this person is a reviewer, wants to review some of your releases. And I was like, yeah. So I kind of got involved and sent them stuff that I reviewed, so they knew I wasn't just bullshit.
Yeah.
But what happened was,
your reviews are great, by the way.
Thank you very much.
They really are. They're very good.
I have to send both these.
They're funny to read. Like they're literally written the way he talks. Like
well, that's what I try to do. Actually, I'll get into that in a minute because I do want to talk about that as well. Just that I want to write how I actually talk, and I end up fucking getting too formal. And that's what I was saying. Getting too formal stuff kind of wrecks it for me. I want to just do it as naturally as I can. That
was an approach we took. If we're going to make this formal, I'm not going to do it so it's enjoyable anymore.
But even when we're pre-recording stuff, we're trying to record this promo, and we're almost reading a script. I fucking hate it.
And we're like robots out. Oh, this is wrong. This feels wrong.
Fucking terrible.
Go to Bill Burr approach. Every time he gets his ads, he's the only podcaster that I don't skip the ads for, because he just gets them and he takes the piss out of them as he's reading. It's almost as entertaining as the show.
No, we'll get to that stage now when we get to actual proper sponsors like Arrow and maybe fucking Nespresso.
Yeah, and actually because we're drinking fucking espresso all the time.
They're podcasts.
Ooh. Oh, that's a coffee related podcast, which will have 3 episodes before the owners of the podcast kill themselves.
Lazy Dad's Guide to Coffee.
the Arrow stuff anyway. So what happened was, I was like, oh great, they're sending me stuff. We'll review a few of them, but then I got such a quantity sent out to me that I was like, I can't have time. They sent me these French movies. I don't remember the guy's name, but one of the movies is called Out One, and it's 13 hours.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And there's a few boxes in. I can't remember the guy's name. French guys. About 5 films in the box set. They're all mad long. But this was 13 hours, and I was like, when am I? And they sent me a 9-hour fucking Japanese war film.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like, I died to watch it because they're meant to be amazing. But I was like, I have to find the time to do that. And I tried to review it. And again, my problem was getting too formal.
Yeah.
And I noticed if you look at any like sight and sound and even total film, you go to the more basic ones. When you actually look at what they put in for the reviews when they're reviewing a copy, if they're reviewing an hour release or Studio Canal release or whatever, they really put fuck all effort into it.
Yeah.
And I always felt bad about that. I didn't want them to be going out of their way and printing something for me and sending it out if I'm just going to do 200 words saying like, it's pretty good, there's good extras on it, and not really saying anything about it. So I kind of backed myself into a corner in that sense, because I was like, no, I want to have big, long, paragraph heavy fucking things about the transfer, the movies, extras, everything. But then I realised no one really wants to read that, and I don't have the time to do that for fucking a stack of films this high. So that's why I try not to be formal. I want to try have a good middle ground where I can talk about the stuff that's on the movie, praise it or not praise it. Like even I think I did a review for that piece of shit Island of Death. Fucking garbage.
Island of Death there has it.
Within 10 minutes the lead character is raping a goat.
And
it took me a sec because I was like, is he pretending? And I was like, no, this character's actually a lunatic. I was like, okay, so that's the film I'm watching.
So on the Horror-Ton, the director walked out and he says, why are you all here watching this piece of shit film? You have doing something else constructive with your life. And we were like, oh, brilliant. But the very first time I ever saw it was at the Horror-Ton.
They said it was a good screening, but I watched it on my own at home, and
I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't have it in the collection. Like.
The soundtrack is the right angle against a hardwood chair of a fart. It's just this bee cutting a fucking bottle sound of it.
It's just sounded a Lazy Dad's pod.
Do you know where you got the people to star in this film?
Oh.
You walk out onto the streets of it's in Italy,
Greece,
isn't it? Or Greece even. So you went to and just asked randos, and he knew he needed 2 Americans, so he got 2 American fucking
tourists
to do the 2. And it's insane because your man who plays the brother is like fucking off the rails. His character is. It seems like the real fella is too. Like because he got into fucking goat, like rape a goat even.
But that's the thing. The movie it starts off where like it looks like okay, these are in uncharted territory. They're in Greece. They're gonna find a gang of weirdos that are gonna fuck them over, and you're kind of immediately they're the good guys in your head. So when he starts, he's like finds a goat. I think he slit his throat after. I think.
Yeah,
like he finds the goat and he just starts pretending. I thought, is he messing? Like I was like, what? Why is he doing this? And then I was like, oh no, he is doing this. And then
it's so weird, isn't it? It's so bright, like, and it's so sunny, and it's.
But he may as well be doing it. Imagine you're going on holiday to fucking Spain, and someone just goes out to the pool and they just sit down. And, there's a goat, and he immediately rapes it. It's that level of fucking. Like
what the fuckery?
Like he's not even sitting there. I think he's a repressed lunatic who's just like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this animal. It's like he had 10 minutes to spare, and he goes, you know
that's
what?
That's the impression you get. It's like, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna rape it.
I'm trying to put a bit of context around this, but I can't.
There's no. The whole thing is like
to give you even a base there's a boy and a girl. I won't tell you what they are.
Cunts.
They're horrible, and they just kind of kill a few people and do some deviant things. Like they're just deviants, and that's it.
It's a bit like that John Waters film where you won't eat the dog shit.
Oh, Pink Flamingos.
What's that film? Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about arty films. That's trying to be arty.
At first, I have a modicum of respect for it because no one in the 70s had the balls to do what that film did.
No one,
but it was shit.
He said himself, he did it purely for provocation. Like that was
when you have a singing arsehole in a film, then you know you're doing something wrong.
We have one of them here. Gotcha.
I have to try and remember now after fucking branching off. I always
we're segueing left, right, center.
Fuck, where's it going? Oh no, I was talking about Island of Death in general. With a film like that, I think in the review I did for it, I was like, yeah, I thought this film was absolutely fucking terrible. But as a fucking release, unbelievable. The amount of extras on it and all these documentaries about behind the scenes. So if you're a fan of this film, this is a goldmine.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, I'm never going to watch this again. It was bollocks. But although some of the extras are good, because the director talked about how like he only made the film because he saw how popular Texas Chainsaw Massacre was.
That's right, yeah.
He was just like, this movie's really fucked up. Even though Chainsaw Massacre was, first of all, a masterpiece, but also really subtle in its violence and everything else. It's not all that violent. It's all
Psychological,
psychological.
whatever, yeah.
Whereas he was just like, oh, that movie's fucked up. I'm going to nail something to the ground and force feed them paint for this scene. And I was like, that was actually probably the best bit.
I need to see this.
I'll tell you what as well. This, I don't know who the artist is. It's not your man Graham. What's his face? I can't remember that. But the artist for the early Arrow DVDs and Blu-ray, or some of the early Blu-rays, they're basically fucking soft-core fucking images that had nothing to do with the film.
Alright.
Like there's one for Inferno. You said you only watched it.
Oh yeah, there's a woman bent over his hole.
Well, basically, yeah, it's the girl who like she falls into this hole under the water.
That's right, yeah.
She's got a dress on, she's fully dressed. But for whatever reason, when they did the artwork for it, even though it's an amazing drawing, she literally has thin wisps of clothing just covering her arse. And she's like drowning. I'm like, that doesn't happen in the film.
Yeah.
For this one, Island of Death, the poster for it is amazing. Right? It's the guy who's getting nailed to the ground. He gets his hand nailed to the ground, basically crucified, and then forced fed a big bucket of paint. And the cover is a savage drawing of this guy basically nailing a man to the ground.
Yeah.
With a naked girl lying across it. I was like, she's that does not happen. I was watching the film today, I said, this is going to be mental. What's this naked bird going to do? She's there sitting there fully dressed, put more clothes on, just doing absolutely nothing that the fucking cover suggests.
Oh, I love a bit of sleaze though.
Did you know? No,
I like sleaze, but this is just shit.
The worst thing about it is though, like you could sit down and watch a film like that, which even the director himself says is shit, and says it was filmed for a particular reason. He wanted to cash in on fucking horror films, to make a few quid. Hats off to the man, and he was hilarious, and he was very down to earth at the heart and everything else. But then you can watch something like Deadbeat at Dawn, which is probably filmed for less money than that, and has just pure passion. There's passion from the start of the film all the way through. Like the fella who did it was like just fucking mad for here. Where are you off to?
I have to do my usual wander off for 30 seconds to go for it, please.
Oh jeez.
Well, this time you won't be sitting there on your own trying to go for it.
They're trying to fucking make shit up.
It won't be a podcast, we didn't fuck off for 5 minutes.
Yeah, true enough. What was I going to say to you? What is one of your favourite PQ picture quality movies, like that really fucking made you go, wow, that looks amazing?
I get that. Well, if I'm talking about kind of modern stuff, then the likes of Blade Runner and things like that. If you're going for the digital stuff, David Fincher stuff and Denis Villeneuve stuff, all that blows my mind. But
say an old film that we're used to seeing kind of grainy, or even a crappy DVD transfer or whatever.
Personally, I think the 70s captures a lot of the best. But if you look at something like 2001: Space Odyssey,
it's great.
Even though it is a slow burn, it can make you fall asleep. It is quite boring, even though it's still great.
It's fantastic.
It's the visuals in that are something else.
Yeah.
But when you look at something like in Chinatown, you look at that, these big sweeping desert shots, but the quality of the picture, and especially how they're remastered as well. Some of them are just they're movies that you'd expect the prints to be absolutely garbage at this point.
Yeah.
But they remaster it in such a way they look like they filmed yesterday. And I think I mentioned the Western there to you recently.
You did? What was the name of it?
The Oxbow Incident.
The Oxbow Incident.
I have that arrived Monday. Actually, just remember now. Right, I'm going to get back to that. I'll get back to Oxbow in a second.
Longest segue ever.
The Blu-rays I got from Arrow the other day, because
Yeah.
we were talking about headers, and I'm going to get back to that, and then I'll get on to Oxbow Incident and your next question. I'm like fucking Billy Connolly trying to remember his whole routine.
I just make
Probably wouldn't be remembering much at the minute, no fairness.
No, unfortunately not. But yeah, so I ordered all these box sets. I got 7 Blu-rays from the Arrow sale, and then that Deadbeat at Dawn one. And like I said, some of them came with slips and some of the books didn't. But the other day I was just like, I'm going to order more because I saw so much on sale I wanted, so I have 7 more arriving on hopefully tomorrow, but probably Tuesday. Try to fucking remember them now. I'll get to them in a minute because I can move on to the Oxbow Incident because that's one of them. So I've ordered the Blu-ray of that now.
That's Arrow done the Oxbow Incident.
Yeah, Arrow Academy did it, and it's from 48. Hang on a sec. Okay, I take this.
If you want to, if you want to take,
You have to take all calls live on here.
We've done it before.
And then Kev's wanted off to take a phone call. I think we're going to have to make this a 2-parter.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do, yeah.
Considering
I'll edit this bit out.
Why don't we leave it in? Let people know. Let people know what we're like in the background.
At this point, probably join us for part 2 next week, which we're going to record right now.